Imagine a world where the most beloved god in Hinduism didn't have his iconic elephant head. What if I told you there's a hidden story behind how Lord Ganesha became who he is today? Buckle up as we dive into the fascinating and untold tale of Ganesha's transformation that's full of divine interventions, dramatic twists, and a heartwarming message that will leave you inspired. Before we reveal how Ganesha came to possess his elephant head, let's travel back to the time when gods and demons roamed the earth. Ganesha, the son of the powerful goddess Parvati and the supreme god Shiva, wasn't always the elephant-headed deity we know today. In fact, his origin story is much more complex than you might think. As Parvati crafted him from the dust of her body, her love and care infused Ganesha with unparalleled loyalty and courage. He wasn't just any child, he was a protector, made with divine energy and a purpose known only to his mother. Parvati adored her son, and Ganesha, even from a young age, proved himself to be brave, righteous, and ever obedient. His destiny, however, was unlike anyone else's. One day, Parvati decided she wanted some time to herself. She planned to take a bath, as was her routine, and gave her son a simple yet important task: to stand guard at the entrance of her chamber and not allow anyone inside, no matter who they were. Ganesha, devoted as ever, took his mother's command seriously. Little did he know that this innocent moment would lead to one of the most dramatic events in Hindu mythology. As Ganesha stood guard, something was stirring in the distance. His father, Lord Shiva, was returning home after a long period of meditation in the Himalayas. Shiva, who had been away for quite some time, was completely unaware of Ganesha's existence. In fact, Ganesha had been born during Shiva's absence. This was to be their very first meeting, but rather than being a peaceful reunion of father and son, what transpired next was a moment of intense conflict, born out of misunderstanding and divine power. When Shiva arrived at the door, eager to see his wife, he was stopped by a young boy he had never seen before. Ganesha, in his childlike innocence, yet fierce in his loyalty, refused to let Shiva pass. He had his mother's orders after all, and no one, absolutely no one, was to enter. Shiva, taken aback by the boy's defiance, demanded entry. But Ganesha, unaware of who Shiva was, stood firm. He had no idea that the man he was refusing was his own father. This moment marked the beginning of an epic confrontation. Shiva, known as the destroyer of evil, was not accustomed to being denied. His temper, often quick to flare, was ignited by the boy's refusal. Ganesha, equally stubborn, held his ground. The clash between the two divine beings was inevitable. But Ganesha's defiance was not an act of disrespect. It was an act of pure, unwavering devotion to his mother. He was doing exactly what he had been created for, to protect and serve. As the tension grew, Shiva's patience snapped. His fury surged, and in a moment of unbridled rage, he unsheathed his mighty trident Trishula, a weapon feared by gods and demons alike. With one swift and fatal strike, Shiva severed Ganesha's head from his body. In that instant, the boy who had shown nothing but love and loyalty was gone. His lifeless body fell to the ground, his head lost to the divine strike. The noise of the battle and Shiva's anger reached the ears of Parvati, who rushed out to see what had happened. What she found was her beloved son lying dead, and the one who had caused his death was none other than her own husband. Her grief was unimaginable, but Parvati's sorrow quickly turned to fury. In her anguish, she unleashed a primal wrath that threatened to tear the universe apart. This was to be their very first meeting. She, too, possessed immense power, and her heartbreak drove her to a terrifying ultimatum. If Ganesha was not brought back to life, she would destroy the world itself. Realizing the severity of the situation and the consequences of his actions, Shiva felt immense regret. He understood that he had wronged not only Parvati, but also his own son. Desperate to make amends, he vowed to restore Ganesha's life. But there was one problem: Ganesha's head could not be retrieved. In a moment of quick thinking, Shiva ordered his celestial followers, the Ganas, to find the first living creature they encountered and bring back its head. The Ganas scoured the land, and before long they returned with the head of an elephant. Elephants in Hindu culture are symbols of wisdom, strength, and loyalty. And so, with the elephant head in hand, Shiva performed the divine act of resurrection. Using his powers, Shiva placed the elephant head onto Ganesha's body, breathing life back into his son. In this moment, Ganesha was reborn, not only as his mother's protector, but as a god who would be revered across the world. But why an elephant's head? In Hindu mythology, elephants are revered for their intelligence and memory. Their large, gentle presence symbolizes wisdom and calmness, making them ideal representatives of the qualities Ganesha would embody. body. By granting him the head of an elephant, Shiva gave Ganesha not only life, but a form that was revered and respected by all. From that day forward, Ganesha became known as the remover of obstacles, the god of wisdom, beginnings, and success. His story is not just one of divine conflict, but of transformation and renewal. The elephant head that he wears is a constant reminder that even in moments of great loss and tragedy, there can be rebirth and new beginnings. And so, the untold story of Lord Ganesha's elephant head is more than just a myth. It is a symbol of resilience, of love between a mother and her son, and the eternal power of redemption. Ganesha's form, half human and half elephant, represents the balance between strength and wisdom, between destruction and creation. Every time we see an image of Lord Ganesha, we are reminded that even in the face of overwhelming obstacles, there is always a way forward. His elephant head, so iconic and recognizable, serves as a beacon of hope for millions, reminding us that transformation is always possible and that no challenge is too great to overcome. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story of Ganesha's incredible transformation, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating tales from Hindu mythology and beyond. What other secrets of Hindu mythology would you like to explore? Let us know in the comments.